Hello and welcome back to another VanTech Tuesdays, where I try and answer your questions, kind of like amalgamation of all the questions I've been asked for the last week or so over email, Instagram and from the comment section on our videos. So I've got quite a few this week, so this might be a long one. Does a folding solar panel work if it's inside the windscreen? I saw you try a folding solar panel on your windscreen and you said it would work. Well, yes, essentially we did try folding solar panels quite a few months ago, and yes, if it's on the inside of your windscreen, it still will collect the rays from the sun if the sun's beating down on it. There are exceptions though. Some French manufacturers use a UV protection film in the windscreen, so if you look at your windscreen and it looks a bit pinkish or greenish, and I mean like a heavy kind of like pink tint, chances are it won't work. Next question is, do you get condensation in your cupboards or on tins of food, things like that? No, we don't. No condensation at all on the inside of the van. Probably for two reasons really. Most of the habitation area windows are double glazed. The roof lining is all soft lining, so there's no condensation collecting on, you know, flat smooth surfaces. And we have the heating on, you know, kind of like a set temperature, and it's a blow air heating, Truma Combi 4E I think it is. So all the kind of like the exhaust of burning the gas is put outside, so all we get inside is dry heat, so it really kind of like sorts out any condensation problems. Next question is, why don't you use a petrol generator? Don't use a petrol generator because that means carrying petrol in our van, and we've got no container or, you know, separated area in our van where you can store petrol or a generator full of petrol. So for that reason I think it's extremely unsafe to carry that around. Plus we've got a good solar panel, and you know, worst case scenario, if we're losing power, I just start the engine and then we get 30 amps straight back into the batteries. So yeah, it usually does the job. Next question is, where do you empty your toilet cassette? I've covered this quite a lot. Emptied it in public toilets, you know, a garage with an external toilet, friends, family, anyone with a toilet, you go in there and, you know, you just make sure that you don't make a mess. Do it properly. Next question is, how do I charge my MacBook on 12 volts? I can't find an adapter. It depends which MacBook you've got. If it's the newer one that's USB-C, there's quite a few. You need like a 60 watt minimum charger. There's quite a few out there for that. If it's the old style with the mag connector on the side, there's quite a few options for that as well. And yeah, I've tried both and they both work fine. They're both on Amazon, and I'll link them down below in the description. Next question is, how do you get meds in Europe for repeat medication? Good question, that one. You can usually stock up maybe for a couple of months before you go, but basically all I do is you go into a pharmacy abroad, you take in the box and your prescription, so you can prove who you are and the box of medication that you want, and they just kind of dispense it to you. There's no prescription needed, you don't sign anything. However, obviously we do have to pay for it. Next question, how did you wire your extractor fan you showed in your last video? I have had more than 100 messages about that extractor fan. There's actually a video about it on my channel, and I keep pointing everyone to the video. No one seems to be able to find it. And I'll put a link in the description down below, but essentially it's a 12 volt computer fan. So I just put a SIG lighter socket on, you know, a SIG lighter end on it, like a 12 volt accessory end, and I've got a 12 volt SIG lighter socket near the back and just plug it in there. But yeah, I'll put a link down below to both the fan and the video that shows me wiring it up. Next question, if you were to build a van from scratch, what would it be and what layout would you choose? There's no time on this little video for that. However, we might do a separate video all about that, because that is another question we get asked an awful lot. Next question is, what 240 mains hookup battery charger do you use? I'll link it in the description below. It's anywhere between 30 and 60 quid where you buy it from. It's a 30 amp charger, and it can cope with any battery type, and it understands about conditioning the battery as well, so it can give it full charge if it's flat, or then it'll just keep it topped up. And the last question, did you drill a hole to fit your reversing camera, your Garmin camera? I did a review of the Garmin sat-nav we use, and it comes with a wireless camera. And no, I didn't drill a hole because it was kind of like on test from Garmin. So I just used some double-sided sticky tape to stick the little camera bracket on, and then just fed the cable through the back doors and then plugged it in that way. I have recently added some more cameras to my van. I think it's security cameras, I think is the video title. Again, I'll link that down in the description below, and you can see how I've routed cables through the van. But it's the same with everyone. You just kind of like take them around the back door seals, and you know, they don't leak. As long as you take it far enough down the back door seal, it won't leak. Right, hopefully we got through that all right. And hopefully you guys have a great Christmas and New Year, festive period, depends on whether you celebrate it one way or the other, and I'll catch you soon.